How are AI capabilities within Azure showing up in your work today? What are your thoughts on AI training then for those professionals?
Learn as much as you can. Don't be afraid of the technology.
All right, guys, I am so excited because today we have a special guest and he works hands-on with Microsoft Azure products. And we're going to see how he uses AI in his workplace, not hypothetically, but in real day-to-day responsibilities. All right, come with me and we'll get a deeper look in what he does. Thank you so much, Mr. Kitt, for joining us today. So for our first question, can you tell us a little bit about your role and how you work with Azure products and your day-to-day responsibilities?
So I am a engineer for a company that does organ transplant donation. It's called an OPO. And my job is I'm a level 2 engineer to work with Azure products. So I basically bring up Azure instances, servers, maintain them, so on. I also work with Office 365, products as well. So, but basically Azure Engineer.
Very, very cool. So then how are AI capabilities within Azure showing up in your work today? Is that something that you use AI? Is that something that you come across?
So, well, yeah. I mean, we do use AI at different levels. Various employees, they use it in their workflow when they take care of certain aspects of their role and responsibility. As it relates to Azure, of course, Microsoft does have AI products that you can integrate with Azure. But what I've found in certain companies, because I've worked for quite a few, is it's not used as much as you might think.
Okay. Elaborate on that.
Well, I mean, and it's not because the products aren't good. I mean, AI is a great assistant. It can really help with your workflows. But there are other aspects that play into this. For example, you have certain engineers who have been doing this for a very long time. They've been working, on-prem with, Microsoft servers and transitioning into the cloud. They want to be more hands-on. There's a mistrust that comes with, hey, should I let this AI take care of this particular aspect of my workflow, or do I want to be hands-on? And be honest with you, a lot of engineers, a lot of companies prefer that their engineers be more hands-on. They don't trust the process. Even though AI can be a very helpful assistant, can really help smooth out workflow. But you find that's not the case.
Yeah, so it's sad because it's a tool that has allowed them to make their job easier and more efficient. But they choose to sit in the difficulty, and because maybe pride or so it's
sometimes it's hardiness, sometimes it's pride, sometimes it's mistrust, and sometimes it's just not being familiar with all the capabilities of AI. Some of the quote unquote old school engineers unfortunately just haven't been taking the time to get up to speed on how AI could be a real help in their workflow and helping them get things done.
Yeah. So on that note, from your perspective, or what are your thoughts on AI training then for those professionals? Do you think people need hands-on training to really use AI effectively, or do you think companies are underestimating that part of training to their?
I think both. I think companies rely on their IT staff to be up on the latest technologies. You sit in a room and you meet with executives and you're telling them what products they should have or and so on. It's up to the IT engineers, it's up to the IT director to be able to say, hey, we need to be using this particular technology or product. So I think the absence of knowledge for the executive really falls on the IT staff, the department. They should be bringing them up to speed. As far as training, well, yeah, I think that if you've been in this business for 30 years and you're used to getting hardware and building out your own servers and so on, that transition to AI,
it's hard.
It could be hard. And how do you do that if you don't really understand the technology? So yeah, I think companies should bring in, training to help, today's IT staff be up to date on the latest technologies. AI is the future. And I think moving forward, IT staff should be aware of where the technology currently is and where it's headed.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, especially coming from a professional background and getting your take on it, because that's why we have these videos, just to help people understand why it's so important. And with our company, we try and help people to get more proficient with the tool that they have, so that they have more time to focus on other things. And maybe every company has initiatives and projects that they want to get to, but they just don't have the time because of the mundane things they have to do. So no, we really appreciate your thoughts on this. And to close up our little interview here, if someone is just starting out with AI or Azure, what's one piece of advice you'd give them, even in not in a business sense, just in general?
What advice would I give them? Learn as much as you can. I do believe you should take training, but learn from others as well. And don't be afraid of the technology. When you started out, if you were in this business 20 years ago, you were working with new technology. You had to learn what was happening in the industry in order to be able to do your job effectively, in order to help your company grow. So this is just natural growth. Technology moves forward. So learn as much as you can, embrace it. Don't worry about AI or any technology causing you to maybe putting your job in jeopardy. If anything, it's going to be the opposite.
Added value, right?
Added value to not just the company, but even to your worth.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Kitt, for just making the time for me to speak with you today. And we're looking forward to seeing how AI continues to help you in your everyday line of work. I see you have a beautiful office of music as well. So thank you so much. And we hope to just see you progress with AI.
Thank you.